Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're stepping inside one of the most extreme, high-precision motorcycle factories on Earth, Kawasaki's billion-dollar production plant. This is the place where raw sheets of metal, bolts, and components go through a transformation like no other, emerging as one of the most powerful hyperbikes ever engineered, the legendary Kawasaki Ninja H2R. This isn't just a factory tour. It's a deep look into craftsmanship, robotics, human expertise, and engineering secrets that only a handful of people ever get to witness. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey from raw metal to a 310 horsepower monster. Our story begins at the material loading zone, where massive steel coils, aluminum blocks, and carbon fiber sheets arrive directly from Kawasaki's partnered suppliers. Every material is checked with advanced scanners for impurities, strength tolerance, and structural integrity. Kawasaki rejects anything that doesn't meet their strict aerospace-grade standards. The steel is then cut, stamped, and shaped by enormous robotic presses. These machines apply tons of pressure to form the core structural pieces of the H2R. Even at this early stage, precision is everything. A fraction of a millimeter off, and the entire part gets discarded. From here, the frame manufacturing process begins. Kawasaki's signature trellis frame is created by bending high-strength steel tubes using automated CNC tube benders. Then, master welders trained for years step in to hand-weld the joints. Kawasaki doesn't fully automate this part because human skill creates a stronger, cleaner weld than most robots can achieve. Each weld is inspected with X-ray scanners to ensure perfect penetration and to eliminate hidden cracks. These tests are similar to what aircraft components go through, proving how serious Kawasaki is about safety and durability. With the frame ready, the engine line comes alive. The H2R's supercharged 998 cubic centimeters engine isn't just assembled, it's engineered in layers. First comes the crankshaft, forged for maximum strength. Then the pistons, designed to handle extreme pressure. Technicians in anti-static gear assemble each part with a level of precision closer to watchmaking than motorcycle manufacturing. The real magic happens when the supercharger is installed. This isn't just any supercharger, it's Kawasaki's in-house turbine, designed with aerospace technology from Kawasaki Heavy Industries. The impeller spins up to 130,000 revolutions per minute, pushing more than 200 liters of air into the engine every second. The tolerances are so tight that even a single grain of dust can damage the blades, which is why this section of the factory is cleaner than a hospital operating room. Next, the engine is mounted onto the frame by robotic arms that align and position with laser guidance. Every bolt is torqued to an exact specification, recorded digitally, so Kawasaki has a full log of every bike's assembly history. The wiring harness, electronics, and ECU are then installed. These systems control everything from traction, launch control, suspension, to the supercharger boost map. Each connection is tested with a computer that simulates real-world riding conditions. Moving forward, the suspension section takes over. The H2R uses top-grade KYB components, which are hand-assembled and dyno-tested for consistent damping force. The front forks are filled with oil to a precise level, controlled by machines accurate to a fraction of a milliliter. The wheels and brakes come next. Kawasaki installs ultra-lightweight racing wheels and massive Brembo brakes. The rotors are inspected for perfect flatness before being mounted. Even the brake lines are pressure tested up to extreme PSI levels to avoid failure at high speeds. Once everything is assembled, the H2R enters the dyno chamber. This is where the bike finally comes to life. Engineers start the engine, run it through several RPM ranges, and measure horsepower output. Kawasaki won't release a bike unless it hits their required power target. Some units even exceed 320 horsepower during testing. After the dyno test, the bike goes through a wind tunnel inspection. The H2R's wings, body panels, and aero parts aren't just for show, they provide real downforce. Kawasaki uses smoke flow visualization, high-speed cameras, and pressure sensors to ensure the bike remains stable at extreme speeds. Then comes the noise test, vibration test, and heat cycle test. The bike is pushed close to its limits to make sure nothing loosens, cracks, or overheats. Only after passing all these trials does the H2R move to the final assembly area. Here, the carbon fiber fairings are installed, each polished by hand to a mirror-like finish. The Kawasaki logo, decals, and final markings are added. The bike is then wiped down, inspected from every angle, and prepared for shipment. Before leaving the factory, each H2R undergoes a full electronic diagnostic. Kawasaki's system checks sensors, ECU, traction control, ABS, even the angle sensors that detect will lift during acceleration. If anything is off by even 1%, the bike is sent back for reinspection. Finally, the Ninja H2R is sealed in a crate, strapped securely, and shipped to its new owner. And just like that, raw metal, carbon fiber, and engineering mastery transform into one of the most powerful motorcycles in the world, a machine capable of speeds beyond 400 kilometers per hour, built in a facility that has cost Kawasaki over $1 billion to perfect. And that's the behind-the-scenes journey of how Kawasaki turns raw materials into the extreme Ninja H2R. If you enjoyed this deep factory tour, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible manufacturing videos coming soon.